have to say, going into a major city right at rush hour morning traffic is not my preference when towing. But you know what? We're going to go slow and people can go around me, and love you.
One of many advantages to towing my home with me is that everything I need is right there. It's easy to conduct interviews, make quick lunches, and take small breaks from all of the miles of driving. This next campsite was a last-minute find. I had originally planned to get to the Utah-Colorado state line, but some behind-the-scenes events altered the plan. So instead of heading east to Colorado, I headed south. I have found that there's sometimes a risk with quick picking a campsite, but thankfully, this location was a win. It was a little more off the beaten path than I would like, but it checked most of the boxes. However, I quickly learned that the temperature was not very accurate in this location while I was there, but we'll get into that shortly. Well guys, I think I found home for the night. I checked the map and it looks like this is BLM land. It is surrounded by private land and farms. So I pulled up onX, and if I'm interpreting the map correctly, it looks like this little section here is okay to camp. This section is on iOverlander too, and there's a pinned location here. So that makes me feel good, also confirming with onX. But I also texted my friend Jeremy to verify that I'm reading the onX map right. So thank you, Jeremy. But it's not that cold right now. It's 45, but with the sun, it's nice and warm and it's amazing. It's gonna get really cold at night though. So Utah is beautiful this time of year, and I'm just tickled to death. I'm surrounded by mesas and just the red mountains that are somewhat snow-peaked, but for the most part, the snow's right here under my feet. I think I'm gonna get Pike and set up camp and get settled for a few days. Setting up camp is super simple with this Casita, and I am very grateful for that. Out of all of the different rigs and setups I've had, this one is pretty straightforward. It's not my easiest setup, but it's definitely simple. And for that, I'm grateful. It allows me more time to spend with my buddy Pike.
You need your long leash.
However, with shorter wintry days, I need to set up my solar panels as soon as possible so I can harvest what little sunlight is left.
My camper got dirty right before I got here. I had just cleaned it too. It's okay. It's supposed to get dirty. Let's see if I can hook this up somewhere. If I had my hooks, I could hook it right there. That way I can run my cord through this window because I don't have a screen on that window, and I can have my device inside while it's charging if it'll reach. Might have to do some finagling, but that's my initial idea, subject to change based on practicality. I probably should go put on a jacket because I am freezing. But I was originally heading to Southern California to see my family for the holidays and to get all of my stuff out of storage and just get all of my things back. Because I feel like I'm, a little limited on my setup right now because all of my stuff is in storage.
The coyotes are out. I can hear them in the distance. It's so quiet. My ears are ringing.
After getting camp set up and settling into our cozy home for the night, I decided to keep dinner simple. I heated up some potato soup and had some leftover Cracker Barrel biscuits as I prepared for an uneventful evening.
Okay, we are ready to hunker down. 85 blankets, more blankets for insulation, and I have blankets under there because there is an opening right here that comes up for like my access point, so it gets really cold with the draft. This is how I'm sleeping tonight. So I need to insulate that compartment, and I want to put up insulation on my windows or on my roof vent because it's very drafty. So like earlier tonight I was standing and I could just feel this cold draft of air coming up my legs. So I shoved my excess blankets under there and put another blanket on the floor just to help insulate that area because it's just getting cold air coming in. But yeah, I think we're gonna be okay. It's not like I can't handle it. I've been in negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the coldest I've been in, and it's not getting anywhere near that tonight. We're looking maybe 20 degrees, which is what it's been these last probably couple months. I don't have the heater on. I turned it off trying to conserve for energy. So we're just gonna bundle up, see if I can sleep like this, because this is a little bit suffocating.
The next morning, I woke up to frost-covered windows and a warm, cuddly dog. However, I discovered quickly that my heater buddy wouldn't turn on. After nearly 4 years of living on the road full-time, I've learned that the heater buddy stops working when temperatures dip below 15 degrees Fahrenheit.
Unfortunately, I am currently locked in my trailer. I cannot get out. My heater will not turn on. Everything is frozen. My plants are frozen. They are crunchy. I'm pretty sure they're going to be dead. My windows are frozen. My door lock is frozen, which means I can't open my door. I'm literally stuck in my camper until it thaws. Well, the situation's not deadly. I have plenty of blankets. I can turn on my cooking stovetop, which is not recommended, but I can to produce a little bit of heat. Not an ideal situation. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay right now. Like I'm cold, but I've got all of these blankets, so we're staying warm, and the sun is coming up. So my hope is here in like the next hour or two, the sun will thaw out some of this frost. All right. Ugh, will not open. So you can see, let's get this out of the way. You can see it's starting to melt. So that's a beautiful sign. Nope. It is still frozen even though it's thawing. This is going to be the window I get out of. See if I use two hands. Here. Make sure it's not locked. Okay, so the emergency worked. So I can get out. Let's try to get out of here. I've never in my life experienced such stupidity. It needs a lift. Like, how are you supposed to get out of here? I need my hand. We're gonna have to drop the phone. Okay. So I can get out. Oh, please don't rip my jacket. Oh, I'm out. Okay, I'm out. Completely frozen. See if I can unlock it from here. The door is frozen solid. Okay. Start the car. Oh my gosh, my 4Runner. Oh, come on, son. Okay. Hopefully it's not cold to the point where I can't start my car. Oh, thank Jesus. Crank the heat. Crank the heat. Okay, that's why it's so daggone cold. It's 14 degrees outside. Let's let that get warm. Stupid idea was it to come here. Oh, my doors.
Oh my gosh, I should grab my gloves. What's wrong with me? I'm not thinking proper. All right, I got Pike out through the emergency window, so I'm hoping with the sun it'll thaw out, but now at least Pike and I can get in the 4Runner and get warm. I don't have his leash because they're all inside. Got a bungee cable, we're making it work, but right now we're gonna get in the 4Runner. My weather app says that it's 25 outside and my car says it's 14, so that explains why it's so cold. And I think I've decided that as long as my camper is in its current state, the reality is that I'm going to be dealing with these cold temperatures like this, with the freeze and the frost and just being miserably uncomfortable. I know I can do it. I don't want to. I'm going to try to get down to Vegas because it looks like the temperatures start to warm up once I get there, and then I can kind of take my time getting back to Southern California. But I definitely don't want to stay in these conditions when I don't have a way to stay warm. Probably should have engaged 4-wheel drive. Let's give that some time to thaw and I'll grab my stuff. Okay, I've been sitting for a while and I'm getting antsy, so I'm at least gonna try to get my solar panel packed up and put, you know, my stuff, you know, shake it out and stuff so that I can get the ice off of it. Nope. Okay, we'll give it more time. I'm just thankful that the 4Runner's nice and warm. Although it doesn't feel like 14 degrees outside when that sun comes out, and the sun is going to make it warmer throughout the day today. But yeah, I'd like to get on the road because it's a 6-hour drive to where it's warm right now. It gets dark early, so I'd like to get to camp before dark, but you know what, at this point I'm just thankful that we're warm. Frozen solid. And we're okay. Going back in the camper through the emergency window and trying to kick the door open, but the challenge is the screen's in the way, so I don't know how that's gonna work, but I want to get packed up and get out of here. After about 3 hours, I finally got the door unlocked. At the time, I wasn't exactly sure what was frozen. I came to realize the lock on the inside was stuck, and whether I wasn't strong enough to force it open or it just needed time to thaw, I finally got my door open with no damage despite my impressive Hulk moves. And before we knew it, we were back on the road heading to warmer weather.
Happy to be done driving. Welcome to home, you guys. Pike and I got up this morning and drove 6 hours south to get away from those crazy temperatures that we were experiencing. It is 66 degrees outside, and I have never been so thankful for warm weather.
I have since ordered a diesel heater that should arrive in a few days, and I will go over my installation, the specs, and all of the details around the one I picked in an upcoming video.
I just detached the trailer from the 4Runner and put my stabilizer jacks down. I'm almost level, but I can work with it. The sun is setting. It's 4:30. It feels amazing to get to camp. Right now, I just need to go open up my windows and let this beautiful warm air in and just thank the Lord.
Looking at the weather right now, it's 62 degrees, but it was 66 when I first was driving in. And the low tonight is 36. So I don't even think I'm gonna need my heater. Good night, world. See you tomorrow or next week.